What if the very thing you have been trying so hard to make happen is not asking for more force, but for more trust? What if the door you keep pushing against is not locked, but simply waiting for you to step back, breathe, and let life open it in the right way? So many times, you think you must try harder. You think you must plan more, worry more, prove more, and hold everything together with both hands. But deep inside, your soul is tired. Your heart is tired. Your body is tired. And maybe the reason it feels so heavy is not because life is against you. Maybe it feels heavy because you have been carrying what was never meant to be carried so tightly. Take a slow breath now. Not because everything is already solved, not because you have all the answers, but because your breath is the first place where peace can return. Breathe in slowly and let your body remember that you are safe in this moment. Breathe out gently and let your heart release even a small piece of the need to control. You do not have to fix your whole life right now. You do not have to know what will happen tomorrow. You do not have to force the answer, force the timing, force the person, force the change, or force the blessing. In this moment, your only work is to soften. There is a quiet truth waiting for you today. What is meant for you does not need to be chased with fear. What is truly for you does not need to be held with panic. What belongs in your life will not require you to lose yourself just to keep it. The things that are aligned with your peace will not ask you to live in constant stress. The love that is real will not need to be begged for. The path that is right will not require you to break your own heart again and again. Life has a softer way, but you can only feel that way when you stop fighting every moment. You may have spent so long believing that if you do not force something, it will fall apart. You may have believed that if you stop worrying, you are being careless. You may have believed that if you stop pushing, nothing good will happen. But worry is not love. Fear is not wisdom. Control is not faith. Holding on until your hands ache does not mean you are strong. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is open your hands and say, I trust that life knows how to move. There is a deep peace that comes when you stop trying to pull life toward you and allow life to meet you. It does not mean you stop taking steps. It does not mean you stop caring. It does not mean you sit still and do nothing. It means you stop moving from panic. You stop making choices from fear. You stop thinking that everything will disappear unless you keep your mind wrapped around it every second. You begin to understand that peace has power, calm has power, trust has power. A soft heart can receive what a tight heart keeps pushing away. Maybe you are here because something in your life feels stuck. Maybe you have been praying, waiting, trying, hoping, and still nothing looks the way you thought it would look. Maybe you feel like you have done everything you know how to do, but your heart still feels restless. Maybe there is a dream you keep holding. Maybe there is a person you keep thinking about. Maybe there is a door you keep watching. Maybe there is a future you keep trying to build in your mind. But the more you force it, the more tired you become. Let this be the moment you stop blaming yourself. Let this be the moment you stop thinking you are behind. Let this be the moment you begin to breathe again. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not being punished because something has not happened yet. Life is not ignoring you. The universe is not confused about you. Something may be moving in a way you cannot see. Something may be softening inside you. Something may be clearing around you. Something may be making space for a better way. And even if you do not understand it yet, you can still choose peace in the middle of not knowing. Say softly in your heart, I stop forcing. I let life flow to me. Let those words move through your body like warm water. I stop forcing. I let life flow to me. Feel what happens when you say it. There may be a part of you that wants to argue. There may be a part of you that says, but if I stop forcing, will anything happen? If I stop chasing, will it still come? If I stop holding on, will I lose it? Be gentle with that part of you. It has only been trying to protect you. But today, you are teaching it a new truth. You are teaching your heart that trust is safe. Forcing comes from the belief that life will not help you unless you make it. Flow comes from the belief that life is already working with you. Forcing says, I must carry everything. Flow says, I am guided one step at a time. Forcing says, I need the answer now. Flow says, the next right step will be shown to me. Forcing says, I am afraid it will not happen. Flow says, what is meant for me can find me in peace. These are not just words, these are two different ways of living. When you force, your whole body listens, your shoulders rise, your jaw tightens, your chest feels heavy, your breath becomes shallow, your mind runs in circles, trying to solve what the heart is asking you to release. But when you allow, your body also listens. Your shoulders drop, your breath opens, your chest softens. Your mind becomes quiet enough to hear the gentle voice within you. This voice is not loud. It does not shout. It does not scare you. It speaks softly. It says, you are safe. You can trust this moment. You can take one step. You can let go of the rest. Today, you are not being asked to let go of your dreams. You are being asked to let go of the fear wrapped around them. You are not being asked to give up on love, healing, success, peace, or a new beginning. You are being asked to stop holding these things with panic. There is a difference between desire and desperation. Desire feels open. Desperation feels tight. Desire says, I would love this, and I trust life. Desperation says, I must have this now, or I will not be okay. But you will be okay. You are already more held than you know. Think of your life like a river. A river does not force itself forward. It moves because flowing is its nature. It bends when it must bend. It moves around rocks. It does not stop being a river because something stands in its way. It keeps going gently, surely, always carried by its own path. You are like that river. There is a flow within you that knows how to move. But when you force, it is like placing stones in your own water. You block what wants to move through you. You make the path harder than it has to be. When you soften, the stones begin to move. The water begins to breathe. Life begins to carry you again. This does not mean everything will happen in the way your mind planned. Sometimes life brings something better than the plan. Sometimes the thing you wanted was only a small version of what your soul was ready to receive. Sometimes the door that did not open was not rejection. It was protection. Sometimes the delay was not a mistake. It was preparation. Sometimes the silence was not emptiness. It was life arranging something quietly. Your mind may not understand this right away, but your heart can begin to trust it. Say again, I stop forcing. I let life flow to me. Say it as if you are speaking to the tired parts of yourself. Say it to the part of you that has been trying to control every detail. Say it to the part of you that has been afraid to rest. Say it to the part of you that believes love must be earned, peace must be earned, and blessings must be earned through struggle. Let the tse is truth reach you gently. You do not have to suffer to be worthy of good. You do not have to exhaust yourself to deserve peace. You do not have to keep proving that you are enough. You are enough now. There is a simple kind of healing that begins when you stop arguing with life. You may not like every part of what is happening. You may not understand every delay, every ending, every change, or every unanswered question. But you can stop fighting the present moment long enough to hear what it is teaching you. You can say, I may not see the whole picture, but I trust that I am being guided. You can say, I do not need to force what is meant for me. You can say, I am willing to let this unfold in a way that is right for my soul. The more you repeat these words, the more your energy begins to change. You may not see the outside shift at first, but something inside begins to loosen. The fear does not feel so sharp. The need to know does not feel so strong. The pressure in your chest begins to open. And when your inner world softens, your outer world often begins to move too. A new idea may come. A new peace may rise. A new answer may arrive. A door may open in a way you did not expect. Not because you forced it, but because you stopped blocking the flow with fear. You are allowed to want good things. You are allowed to dream. You are allowed to pray. You are allowed to ask for more beauty, more peace, more love, more support, and more ease. but you are also allowed to receive these things without chasing them in pain. You are allowed to let good come gently. You are allowed to believe that life can surprise you. You are allowed to rest in the knowing that what belongs to you can meet you through peace, not only through pressure. For a moment, place your attention on your heart. Imagine that your heart has been holding a closed fist. In that fist, it has been holding the need to control, the fear of losing, the fear of being late, the fear of not being chosen, the fear of missing your chance. Now imagine that fist slowly opening, not all at once, just a little, enough for light to enter, enough for breath to enter, enough for life to enter. This is where the flow begins. Not outside of you first, but inside you. It begins in the place where your heart stops saying, I must force this, and starts saying, I am willing to trust. You do not need to know how the whole path will unfold. You only need to return to this breath. You only need to return to this moment. You only need to return to this gentle choice. I will not force life today. I will move with life today. I will listen. I will allow. I will take the step that feels peaceful and honest. I will stop pushing against doors that are not opening. I will stop begging for things that make me feel small. I will stop calling anxiety guidance. I will stop confusing control with care. I will let life show me the softer way. And as you make this choice, something begins to shift. Not always loudly, not always at once, but quietly, deeply, truly. You begin to feel that life is not only something you must manage, life is something you can partner with. You begin to feel that you are not here to drag every blessing into place. You are here to align with what is good, honest, peaceful, and true. You are here to become open enough to receive what has been trying to reach you all along. Forcing feels like carrying a heavy bag that no one asked you to carry. At first, you may not even notice the weight. You tell yourself this is normal. You tell yourself this is how life works. You tell yourself that everyone has to struggle, push, and worry. But little by little, the weight begins to show. It shows in your tired eyes. It shows in your short breath. It shows in the way your mind cannot rest even when your body is still. It shows in the way you wake up already thinking about what could go wrong. It shows in the way peace feels far away even when nothing is happening in that exact moment. When you are forcing something, your heart rarely feels free. It feels like it is standing at a locked door, knocking again and again, afraid to walk away, afraid to rest, afraid that if it stops knocking, the door will never open. This is a painful way to live. It makes you believe that life will only answer you if you keep begging, keep trying, keep checking, keep controlling. But life is not a cruel door. Life is not trying to make you suffer. Many times, the pain is not in the desire itself. The pain is in the way you are holding the desire. You can want something with peace. You can pray for something with peace. You can work towards something with peace. But when fear takes over, the desire becomes heavy. It is no longer a dream. It becomes a demand. It becomes something your mind thinks it must have in order to feel safe. And when that happens, your whole inner world begins to tighten. You stop enjoying the present because you are always reaching for the future. You stop seeing what is good now because your eyes are fixed on what has not arrived yet. You stop feeling guided because you are too busy trying to guide everything yourself. Forcing often begins with fear. The fear that you will miss your chance. The fear that someone else will receive what you wanted. The fear that time is running out. The fear that life has forgotten you. The fear that if you do not make it happen, nothing will happen. These fears can sound very convincing. They can speak in the voice of urgency. They can tell you, hurry, try harder, send another message, make another plan, think about it again, hold tighter, do not let go. But fear is not always telling the truth. Fear often speaks loudly because it does not trust the quiet power of life. Your soul does not rush in the same way fear rushes. Your soul does not scream. It does not push you into panic. It does not make you feel small. The voice of your soul feels calmer. It may still ask you to take action, but the action feels clear, not desperate. It feels honest, not heavy. It feels like movement, not chasing. When you are guided by peace, you can take steps without losing yourself. When you are guided by fear, even the right step can feel painful because your energy is tied in knots. Think about how forcing feels in the body. The mind starts to run ahead. The heart starts to close. The stomach may feel tight. The hands may feel restless. You may keep checking, thinking, comparing, and asking yourself why it has not happened yet. Your body is trying to tell you something. It is saying, this way is too heavy. This way is hurting you. This way is not bringing you peace. And yet, instead of listening, you may push even harder because you believe that rest means failure. But rest is not failure. Rest is wisdom. Rest gives your heart enough space to hear what fear has been covering. Forcing also makes you forget the good that is already around you. When your whole focus is on one outcome, you may not see the small blessings that are still trying to comfort you. You may miss the quiet peace of the morning. You may miss the kindness in a simple word. You may miss the strength that brought you through another day. You may miss the way life is still supporting you, even while one part of life feels unclear. This is one of the hidden pains of forcing. It narrows your vision. It tells you that only one thing can make you happy. It makes the whole world feel small. But your life is bigger than one answer. Your joy is bigger than one person, one moment, one door, one plan, one message, one result. Your peace is not meant to depend on everything happening exactly when and how you imagined. That is too much pressure for the heart. That is too much pressure for any one thing to carry. You are allowed to want what you want, but you are also allowed to belong to yourself while you wait. You are allowed to breathe. You are allowed to live. You are allowed to feel good before every question is answered. Sometimes forcing looks like overthinking. You go over the same thought again and again, hoping that one more round will bring peace. But the mind cannot solve everything by spinning. Some answers come only when the mind becomes quiet. Some guidance rises only when the heart is not being drowned by fear. Overthinking may feel like control, but often it is only fear wearing a mask. It tells you that if you think enough, you can prevent pain. But life cannot be lived through constant mental guarding. You cannot protect yourself from every unknown by worrying. You can only exhaust yourself. Sometimes forcing looks like trying to change what another person feels, thinks, chooses, or becomes. You may pour your energy into being understood, chosen, seen, or valued by someone who is not meeting you with the same care. You may think, if I say it the right way, if I love more, if I wait longer, if I explain again, then maybe it will finally flow. But what is meant to meet you will not require you to abandon yourself. You can love with an open heart, but you cannot force another heart to open. You can speak with kindness, but you cannot force someone to hear you. You can offer truth, but you cannot force someone to value it. This is painful, but it is also freeing. Sometimes forcing looks like pushing your own growth too hard. You want to heal quickly. You want to feel better now. You want to be calm, wise, open, and trusting all at once. But healing does not happen because you demand it. Healing happens when you create safety inside yourself. A flower does not open because someone shouts at it. It opens when the light, soil, and season are right. Your heart is the same. It needs kindness. It needs patience. It needs space. If you force yourself to be healed before you are ready, you may only create more pressure. But if you love yourself through the process, healing begins in a softer way. There is a deep sadness in always trying to make life happen by force. It can make you feel alone, as if everything depends only on you. It can make you believe that if you relax for even a moment, everything will fall apart. That belief is heavy. It takes away the sweetness of life. It makes every choice feel urgent. It makes every delay feel personal. It makes every closed door feel like proof that you are not enough. But a closed door is not proof that you are not enough. A slow season is not proof that you are forgotten. A delay is not proof that nothing is working. Sometimes It is only life asking you to stop breaking yourself against what is not ready. You may have been taught that struggle means you are doing something right. You may have been taught that ease is not safe. You may have been taught that good things must come through pain. But what if good can also come through peace? What if support can arrive gently? What if the next right thing does not need to be pulled from life, but can be received from life? What if your nervous system has been so used to stress that peace feels strange? This is why slowing down can feel uncomfortable at first. The body may not know what to do with calm. The mind may search for something to worry about. But with practice, peace becomes familiar again. Say softly, I do not need to force what is meant for me. Let that sentence enter the places inside you that are tired. I do not need to force what is meant for me. You may not fully believe it yet. That is okay. You do not have to force belief either. Just let the words sit near your heart. Let them be a small light. Let them remind you that there may be another way to live, another way to wait, another way to love, another way to receive, another way to move through this season. Forcing keeps asking, what if it does not happen? Trust Gia gently answers, what if life knows the way? Forcing keeps asking, what if I am too late? Trust says, what is true for me can meet me at the right time. Forcing keeps asking, what if I lose it? Trust says, what is built on peace cannot be lost by peace. Forcing keeps asking, what if I am not enough? Trust says, I was never meant to earn my worth through suffering. Every time you choose trust, you loosen the hold of fear. Every time you breathe instead of panic, you teach your body a new way. Every time you stop chasing what makes you feel small, you make room for what honors your heart. The pain of forcing is not only that it makes life harder, it also pulls you away from yourself. You become so focused on the outside result that you forget to ask, how do I feel? What do I need? Is this giving me peace? Is this still aligned with who I am becoming? You may ignore your own needs because you are trying so hard to hold on to something else. You may silence your inner voice because fear is speaking louder. You may call it love when it is really attachment. You may call it ambition when it is really self-pressure. You may call it faith when it is really fear of letting go. This is not said to blame you. It is said to bring you back to yourself. You did not force because you were wrong. You forced because you were afraid. You forced because something mattered to you. You forced because you wanted safety, love, healing, success, or a clear sign. You forced because you did not know that life could hold you if you opened your hands. So be gentle with yourself. Do not turn this lesson into another reason to judge your heart. You are learning. You are waking up. You are remembering that peace is not found by gripping harder. There is a moment when the heart becomes too tired to keep forcing. At first, it may feel like giving up, but it is not giving up. It is the beginning of surrender. It is the moment you say, I have tried to control this with fear, and fear has not brought me peace. I am ready to try trust. I am ready to try softness. I am ready to let life show me what can happen when I stop pushing so hard. This moment is sacred. It may be quiet, but it is powerful. It is the moment your energy begins to turn from panic to peace. You may notice that when you stop forcing, old feelings come up. The fear may rise. The sadness may rise. The questions may rise. This does not mean you are doing it wrong. It means your heart is finally safe enough to release what it has been holding. Let the feelings move through you without making them your future. A feeling is not a prophecy. Fear is not a sign that something bad will happen. Sadness is not a sign that you are broken. Restlessness is not a sign that you must start forcing again. It is only energy asking to be felt and softened. Place your hand on your heart for a moment and say, I am safe to stop forcing. I am safe to breathe. I am safe to let life help me. These words may feel simple, but see, simple words can reach deep places. You are not trying to impress the mind. You are trying to comfort the heart. The heart does not need hard words. It needs true words. It needs soft words. It needs words that feel like a warm hand, not a command. Say it again. I am safe to stop forcing. I am safe to breathe. I am safe to let life help me. There is nothing weak about this. It takes great strength to stop feeding fear. It takes strength to pause when the old part of you wants to chase. It takes strength to wait without turning against yourself. It takes strength to trust what you cannot yet see. The world may teach that strength is pushing harder, but the soul knows another kind of strength. The soul knows the strength of staying open, the strength of staying kind, the strength of not letting pain make your heart bitter, the strength of letting go without losing love, the strength of trusting life without needing to control every sign. Forcing says, I must make it happen now. Peace says, I can take the next right step and let life meet me there. Forcing says, I cannot rest until everything is certain. Peace says, I can rest even while life is still unfolding. Forcing says, I must know the outcome before I feel safe. Peace says, I can feel safe in myself even before the outcome arrives. This is a new way of living. It is not always easy at first, but it is simple. It begins with one breath, one softer thought, one moment where you choose not to fight life. The part of you that has been forcing is not your enemy. It is a tired protector. It thought it had to keep you safe by controlling everything. Thank that part of you for trying. Then tell it, we can rest now. We do not have to hold everything this tightly anymore. We can listen for guidance. We can move with peace. We can let what is meant for us come without breaking ourselves. This inner kindness is important. You cannot force yourself to stop forcing. That would only be another kind of pressure. You must love yourself into trust. Little by little, you begin to see that forcing was never the same as flowing. Forcing made you feel like you were always late. Flow reminds you that every step has its time. Forcing made you feel like you had to prove your worth. Flow reminds you that your worth is already here. Forcing made you feel like the blessing was far away. Flow reminds you that peace can begin now. Forcing made you feel alone. Flow reminds you that life has been breathing with you all along. So let the body soften. Let the breath become deeper. Let the tight place in your heart begin to open. You do not have to drop everything at once. You do not have to become perfectly peaceful today. Just release one small layer. Release one heavy thought. Release one fear that says you must suffer to receive. Release one belief that says life will not help you. Release one old story that says nothing works for you. Let the release be gentle. Let it be enough for this moment. I release the need to push from fear. I release the need to hold from panic. I release the belief that I must force life to love me. Feel those words. Let them move slowly. Let them reach the places that have been waiting for permission to rest. You are not giving up your power. You are bringing your power back from fear. You are taking your energy back from worry. You are returning to the calm place inside you where life can speak clearly. The pain of forcing has taught you something. It has shown you what your body feels like when you are out of peace. It has shown you where fear still lives. It has shown you what you are ready to heal. And now, instead of being angry at yourself for forcing, you can be grateful that you are becoming aware. Awareness is the first open door. Once you see the pattern, you no longer have to live inside it without choice. You can pause. You can breathe. You can choose again. You can say, "This is the old way. I am ready for a softer way." Letting go does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop suffering over what your heart cannot control. It means you stop trying to make life move faster than the pace of peace. It means you stop pulling on the roots of a flower and begin to trust that growth has its own time. This is the spiritual truth. What is real does not need to be forced, and what is aligned with your soul will not require you to live in fear every day. Letting go is not weakness. Letting go is the moment you remember that you are not alone in this life. Many people hear the words, "let go," and feel afraid. They think letting go means losing something. They think it means walking away from every dream. They think it means not caring, not trying, not loving, not hoping. But true letting go is not cold. It is not empty. It is not careless. True letting go is full of love. It says, I love this enough to stop holding it with fear. I love myself enough to stop breaking my peace. I trust life enough to stop demanding that everything happen only in the way my mind has planned. Letting go is a soft opening of the heart. It is the moment your soul says, I am willing to release my tight grip on the outcome. I am willing to stop telling life exactly how it must bless me. I am willing to believe that something good can arrive in a way I did not expect. I am willing to be guided. I am willing to be surprised. I am willing to receive peace now, not only after everything works out. The mind wants a map. The soul trusts the next step. The mind wants proof. The soul feels truth. The mind says, show me everything and then I will relax. The soul says, relax and you will begin to see more clearly. This is why letting go can feel so strange at first. You may be used to making peace depend on proof. You may have told yourself, I will feel calm when the message comes, when the door opens, when the answer is clear, when the money comes, when the relationship heals, when the dream is real. But spiritual peace works in a different way. It begins before the proof. It begins when you choose trust in the middle of the unknown. This does not mean you pretend not to care. Your heart may still care deeply. Your dream may still matter. Your prayer may still feel tender. Your desire may still be honest. Letting go does not ask you to become numb. It asks you to become free. Free from the pain of needing one exact outcome to feel safe. Free from the belief that your worth depends on what happens next. Free from the thought that life must follow your timing or it is failing you. Free from the fear that if one door closes, no other door can open. The truth is, life has more ways to bless you than your mind can count. You may be focused on one narrow path, while life is preparing a wider road. You may be asking for one small answer, while life is growing a deeper healing. You may be trying to hold on to what feels familiar, while your soul is being led toward what feels true. This is why trust is so important. Trust does not mean you know what will happen. Trust means you believe you will be guided through whatever happens. Trust means you do not have to see the whole staircase to take the next step with peace. Say softly, I let go with love. I trust the flow of life. Let these words move slowly through you. I let go with love. I trust the flow of life. You are not pushing anything away with anger. You are not closing your heart. You are not giving up on good. You are simply taking your hands off the throat of life. You are allowing life to breathe. You are allowing your own heart to breathe. You are allowing what is true to stay and what is not true to leave. You are allowing the right things to come closer without being chased by fear. Letting go also means releasing the need to know why everything happened the way it happened. Sometimes the heart wants an explanation, before it can rest. It wants to know why something ended, why something changed, why something took so long, why something did not become what it hoped. But not every answer comes at once. Some answers are revealed slowly. Some answers arrive after your heart is calmer. Some answers are not words at all, but a feeling of peace that says, I understand enough now to move forward. You do not need every detail to begin healing. You can heal with trust. There is grace in not knowing. There is space in not knowing. There is a quiet kind of freedom when you stop needing to understand every turn before you allow yourself to live. The unknown is not always a threat. Sometimes the unknown is where the next blessing is growing. Sometimes the unknown is the space where life is rearranging things in a better way. Sometimes the unknown is not empty. It is full of unseen movement. It is full of silent preparation. It is full of gentle guidance that the eyes cannot see yet. Think again of the river. If you stand in the river and free to hold the water still, you will become tired. Water is not meant to be held still. It is meant to move. Life is the same. People change. Seasons change. Dreams change shape. Plans open and close. Feelings rise and fall. When you try to hold everything in one place, you suffer. But when you allow the river to move, you begin to move with it. You may not control every turn, but you are carried. You may not know every bend, but you are not abandoned. The river has a direction, even when you cannot see far ahead. Letting go is learning to stop arguing with the river. It is learning to stop saying, this should not be happening. This must happen now. This must happen my way. This must stay forever. It is learning to breathe and say, I am willing to move with life. I am willing to learn from this season. I am willing to trust the direction, even when I do not understand the bend. This is not easy for the part of you that wants certainty, but it is healing for the part of you that wants peace. You may ask, how do I let go when I still care? You begin by telling the truth. You say, I care about this, and I am willing to stop holding it with fear. You say, this matters to me, and I am willing to let life guide the timing. You say, I want this, and I also trust that my peace matters too. You say, I love, but I will not lose myself in the name of love. You say, I dream, but I will not punish myself while the dream is forming. You say, I hope, but I will not turn hope into pressure. This is how the heart learns a new way. Letting go may begin as a choice, but it becomes a practice. You may need to let go many times in one day. You may breathe and release in the morning, then feel fear return by afternoon. That does not mean you failed. It means you are human. Each time fear returns, you are given another chance to choose trust. Each time the mind starts to chase, You are given another chance to return to your heart. Each time you feel the old tightness, you can say, I see this, I understand this, and I choose to soften again. There is no shame in needing practice. A heart that has been afraid for a long time will not always relax in one moment. Be patient with yourself. Speak gently to yourself. Do not say, why am I still struggling? Say, I am learning a new way. Do not say, I should be over this by now. Say, I am healing at the pace of safety. Do not say, I am failing because I feel fear. Say, fear is here, but it does not have to lead me. These simple words can become a doorway back to peace. When you let go, you create space. And space is where life can bring something new. A room packed with old things has no place for fresh air. A heart packed with fear has little room for trust. A mind packed with control has little room for guidance. Letting go clears the space. It opens the window. It lets light in. It says to life, I am no longer filling every corner with worry. There is room now there. There is room for peace. There is room for help. There is room for a new answer. There is room for something better than what fear imagined. This space may feel empty at first. Do not be afraid of that. The empty space after letting go is sacred. It is not a sign that nothing is happening. It is the quiet place where the new can begin. It is like soil after the old roots have been lifted. It may look bare for a while, but it is ready. Something can grow there, something gentle, something honest, something aligned. If you rush to fill the space with the same old fear, you may miss the new life trying to rise. So give the space time. Let it breathe. Let it teach you. Say, I allow space for what is right for me. I allow space for peace. I allow space for good to come in the right way. These words are simple, but they change the feeling inside. They move you from fear to welcome. They move you from holding to receiving. They move you from chasing to allowing. The more you speak them, the more your energy begins to open. You become less like a closed fist and more like open hands. You become less like a locked room and more like a window with light pouring in. Letting go also teaches you the difference between what is yours and what is not yours. Your effort is yours. Your honesty is yours. Your healing is yours. Your kindness is yours. Your choices are yours. Your breath is yours. But another person's path is not yours to control. The timing of life is not yours to force. The past is not yours to rewrite. Every outcome is not yours to carry. When you understand this, a heavy burden begins to lift. You can take care of what belongs to you and release what does not. So much pain comes from trying to carry things that belong to life not to you. You try to carry the future. You try to carry every possible result. You try to carry the thoughts of others. You try to carry the fear of being judged. You try to carry every mistake you ever made. You try to carry every version of what could go wrong. No wonder you feel tired. No wonder your heart feels heavy. You were never meant to carry all of that. You were meant to breathe, listen, choose, learn, love, and take the next step. Life was meant to carry the rest with you. There is a deep relief in saying, "This is not mine to control." Say it gently. This is not mine to control. The words may bring tears. They may bring a long breath. They may bring a small feeling of freedom. You do not have to control what someone else understands. You do not have to control how fast a door opens. You do not have to control the full shape of the future. You do not have to control every little sign. You can return to yourself. You can return to your peace. You can return to the quiet truth that life is still moving. The spiritual truth of letting go is that nothing real is lost in peace. If something is truly aligned with your soul, peace will not destroy it. Trust will not push it away. Rest will not ruin it. What is held together only by your fear may not be stable enough for your future. What requires constant panic to keep may not be giving your heart the safety it deserves. But what is true can meet you in calm. What is right can grow in peace. What belongs can stay without being forced. This truth may feel tender. It may ask you to look at where you have been holding something that has not been holding you back. It may ask you to see where your energy has been flowing into fear instead of love. It may ask you to release the idea that struggle is proof of devotion. But it also gives you something beautiful. It gives you yourself back. It gives you your breath back. It gives you the present moment back. It gives you the chance to live from trust instead of fear. Letting go brings you back into the present. Forcing pulls you into the future. It makes you live in what if, when, how, and why not yet. Letting go brings you here, to this breath, this heartbeat, this moment, this small choice, this gentle place inside you where peace is still possible. The present moment is where your power lives. Not in yesterday, not in tomorrow, not in the result you are waiting for. Your power lives here in how you meet this moment, how you speak to yourself, how you breathe, how you choose. In this moment, you can choose not to chase a thought that hurts you. In this moment, you can choose not to believe the fear that says you are forgotten. In this moment, you can choose not to send your whole heart into a future that has not arrived yet. In this moment, you can say, "I am here. I am breathing. I am safe enough to soften. I do not need to know everything right now. I can trust the next step. This is how letting go becomes real. Not as a big idea, but as a small choice made again and again. You may feel that if you let go, life will move without you. But letting go does not remove you from your life. It brings you into your life more fully. When you stop forcing, you can hear your own needs. You can feel your own truth. You can notice what gives peace and what takes peace. You can make choices with a clearer heart. You can take action from wisdom instead of panic. This is not passive. This is powerful. Peaceful action is often stronger than fearful action because it is not scattered. It is rooted. When your action comes from fear, you may do many things and still feel empty. When your action comes from peace, even one small step can feel right. You do not need to run in every direction. You need to listen for the next honest step. Sometimes the next step is to speak. Sometimes it is to wait. Sometimes it is to rest. Sometimes it is to say no. Sometimes it is to open the door. Sometimes it is to stop knocking. The heart knows more when it is calm. This is why peace matters. Peace is not the prize at the end. Peace is the guide along the way. Letting go also opens the door to receive. When your hands are full of fear, they cannot hold blessings well. When your mind is full of control, it may not recognize help when it comes in a different form. When your heart is full of old pain, it may question love when love arrives gently. Letting go makes space for receiving. It says, I am willing to accept good in the form that is right for me. I am willing to let life support me. I am willing to receive without needing to earn every drop through pain. Say, I am open to receive what is good for me. I am open to receive peace. I am open to receive guidance. I am open to receive love in healthy ways. I am open to receive support without fear. Let these words become a soft prayer inside you. You do not have to know where everything will come from. You only have to begin opening to the truth that good can come. Good can come through a new thought. Good can come through a change of heart. Good can come through a quiet answer. Good can come through a door you did not plan. Good can come through peace. Letting go is not a one-time moment where you suddenly never worry again. It is a relationship with life. It is a daily practice of releasing what is too heavy and returning to what is true. It is the way you meet your mornings. It is the way you speak to yourself when things do not happen quickly. It is the way you breathe when fear rises. It is the way you choose not to make delay mean rejection. It is the way you choose not to make silence mean abandonment. It is the way you stay kind to yourself while life is still unfolding. Imagine your heart as a garden. For a long time, fear may have been growing there. Control may have been growing there. Old stories may have been growing there. Letting go is not becoming angry at the garden. It is gently pulling out what no longer belongs. It is watering the soil with trust. It is giving the heart sunlight through kind words. It is planting new seeds, seeds like, I am safe, I am guided, I am open, I am worthy. I can trust life. What is meant for me can find me in peace. These seeds need time, but they will grow when you keep returning to them. The old way may still call to you. It may ask you to worry again. It may ask you to check again. It may ask you to replay the past again. It may ask you to imagine the worst again. When this happens, do not be harsh with yourself. Just notice and return. Return to the breath. Return to the body. Return to the words, I let go with love. I trust the flow of life. The return is the practice. Every return makes the new path stronger. Every return teaches your heart that peace is available. There may be a part of you that still wants to ask, but what if I let go and nothing comes? Let that question be held with kindness. It is the voice of fear, and it deserves care, not judgment. You can answer it softly. If I let go, I will still have myself. If I let go, I will still have my breath. If I let go, I will still be guided. And if I let go, I will stop losing my peace to what I cannot control. If I let go, I create space for what is truly meant for me. Letting go does not leave you empty. It leaves you open. And open is where flow begins. Open is where peace can enter. Open is where life can move. Open is where your heart can hear. Open is where the tight story begins to change. Open is where the next right step becomes clear. Open is where you stop living as if you are fighting life and begin living as if life is walking with you. This is the softer way. This is the deeper way. This is the way of trust. So breathe again. Let the breath remind you that life already knows how to give. You did not force your heart to beat. You did not force the sun to rise. You did not force the earth to hold you. So much has been given without your control. So much has carried you quietly. So much has loved you in simple ways. The more you notice this, the easier it becomes to trust. Life has not asked you to control every detail. Life has asked you to be present, to listen, to choose love where you can, and to release what your soul is ready to stop carrying. Say softly, I let go with love. I trust the flow of life. I stop forcing what is meant to flow. I stop chasing what is meant to meet me. I stop holding what is asking to be released. I allow life to move in the way that is right for me. Let these words settle into your heart slowly. Let them become a new rhythm inside you. Let them teach your body that it is safe to soften. Let them teach your mind that it does not have to solve everything at once. Let them teach your soul that it was never meant to live in a constant fight. The more you let go, the more you begin to notice the difference between peace and pressure. You begin to notice when something expands your heart and when something closes it. You begin to notice when a choice feels clean and when it feels forced. You begin to notice when you are being guided and when you are being driven by fear. This noticing is a gift. It helps you move differently. It helps you honor yourself. It helps you stop calling every desire a sign and start listening for the peace beneath it. You are allowed to trust what brings peace. You are allowed to step away from what always pulls you into panic. You are allowed to stop pushing against what keeps pushing back. You are allowed to give life room to show you another path. You are allowed to be gentle with the unknown. You are allowed to say, I do not know what comes next, but I know I do not want to live from fear anymore. This is a holy choice. This is the choice that begins to change everything from the inside. Letting go does not mean the heart becomes empty. It means the heart becomes available for peace, available for truth, available for guidance, available for joy that does not depend on one outcome, available for love that does not require self-abandonment, available for blessings that arrive in quiet ways, available for a life that flows more gently because you are no longer blocking it with constant fear. And as this truth deepens, you may begin to feel a new kind of strength rising in you. Not the hard strength that says, I will control everything, but the soft strength that says, I can trust myself. I can trust life one breath at a time. I can let go and still be safe. I can release and still be whole. I can stop forcing and still receive. I can allow what is right for me to come in a way that honors my peace. This is not the end of the journey. This is the beginning of a new way to move through life, one breath, one choice, one soft release at a time. Script. Sometimes life feels stuck because your heart is holding too tightly to one picture. You may have one clear idea of how things should happen, when they should happen, who should bring them, and what they should look like. And when life does not follow that exact picture, the mind begins to panic. It says something is wrong. It says nothing is moving. It says the door is closed forever. But many times life is not stuck in the way you think it is. Sometimes life is still moving, but it is moving in a quiet way. Sometimes the outside looks still because the inside is being prepared. Sometimes nothing seems to be happening because something deep is shifting beneath the surface. A seed under the soil does not look like it is doing anything. From above, the ground may look empty. You may look at it and think nothing is growing. But under the soil, roots are forming. Life is moving in darkness before it shows itself in light. The same can be true for you. Just because you cannot see the result yet does not mean nothing is happening. Just because the answer has not arrived yet does not mean life has forgotten you. Just because the door has not opened yet does not mean your prayer has been ignored. There may be roots forming in a place your eyes cannot see. When things feel stuck, the first reaction is often to push harder. You try to think more. You try to control more. You try to fix more. You try to make something happen because the waiting feels uncomfortable. But if the energy behind your action is fear, the action may not bring peace. It may only bring more tightness. You may do many things and still feel like nothing is moving because the real movement needed is inside. The real shift may not be about doing more. The real shift may be about softening the part of you that believes everything depends on force. There is a difference between inspired action and desperate action. Inspired action feels clear. It may still take courage, but it does not feel like panic. Desperate action feels rushed, tight, and heavy. It feels like you are trying to escape your own fear. When you are in flow, your steps have peace inside them. When you are forcing, even your steps feel like pressure. This is why something can look like action on the outside but feel like struggle on the inside. Life is not only listening to what you do. Life also responds to the energy you bring into what you do. If something feels stuck, gently ask your heart, am I moving from peace or am I moving from fear? Am I taking this step because it feels right or because I am afraid nothing will happen if I stop? Am I listening to guidance or am I trying to control the outcome? These questions are not meant to judge you. They are meant to bring you back to yourself. The moment you can see your own energy clearly, you begin to return to power. You stop moving blindly. You stop feeding the pattern. You stop calling fear a plan. Sometimes things feel stuck because you are holding on to an old way of receiving. You may believe that good must come through one person, one job, one sign, one plan, one path, one exact answer. But life has many doors. Life has many ways. The mind often sees only one road, but the soul knows there are roads you have not noticed yet. When you hold one door too tightly, you may not see another door opening gently beside you. When you keep staring at the place where nothing is moving, you may miss the soft movement happening somewhere else. This is why openness is so important. Openness says, I am willing to receive good in a way I did not plan. Openness says, I trust that life knows more than my fear. Openness says, I release the need for the blessing to come only through one narrow path. This does not mean you stop wanting what you want. It means you stop making one form of the blessing the only form. You stop telling life that it must answer you in one exact way or not at all. You give life room to surprise you. A closed hand cannot receive. This is a simple truth, but it goes very deep. When your hand is closed around fear, control, old pain, or one fixed outcome, it cannot receive something new. The hand must open, the heart must open, the mind must open. And opening can feel scary when you have been hurt, disappointed, or tired from waiting. But opening is not the same as being unsafe. Opening means you are no longer willing to live locked inside fear. Opening means you are ready to let life breathe through you again. Sometimes what feels stuck is not the situation. Sometimes what feels stuck is the energy around it. You may be repeating the same thoughts every day. You may be waking up with the same worry. You may be telling the same story to yourself again and again. Nothing works for me. It is too late for me. I always have to struggle. I never receive easily. These thoughts create an inner pattern. They become like walls inside the heart. And then, when good tries to enter, the old story says, "No, this cannot happen for me." This is how the heart can block what the soul is asking for. Your words matter. Your thoughts matter. The way you speak to life matters. Not because you must be perfect, but because your words shape your inner womb. And if you keep telling yourself that nothing is moving, your body begins to feel frozen. If you keep telling yourself that you are behind, your heart begins to feel rushed. If you keep telling yourself that life is against you, your mind begins to look for proof. But if you begin to say, "Life is moving even when I cannot see it," something softens. If you say, "I am open to the right way," something opens. If you say, "I trust the flow of life," your body begins to remember peace. Say softly, "Life is moving for me, even when I cannot see it." Let that sentence become a new place to stand. Life is moving for me, even when I cannot see it. You do not have to force yourself to believe it with every part of your mind right away. Just allow the words to sit inside you like a small light. Let them challenge the old fear gently. Let them remind your heart that stillness is not always failure. Waiting is not always rejection. Silence is not always absence. Sometimes silence is the space where life is arranging what is next. When things feel stuck, it can be tempting to think you are doing something wrong. You may begin to search for a reason to blame yourself. You may ask, "Why am I not better? Why am I not healed yet? Why has nothing changed?" But self-blame does not open flow. Self-blame tightens the heart even more. The answer is not to attack yourself. The answer is to listen with kindness. What part of me is afraid right now? What part of me is trying to stay safe through control? What part of me needs comfort instead of pressure? When you meet yourself with love, the stuck energy begins to soften. You cannot shame yourself into flow. You cannot hate yourself into peace. You cannot punish yourself into healing. You can only love yourself into openness. The parts of you that feel tight are not bad. They are scared. The parts of you that want to control are not wrong. They are trying to protect you. The parts of you that do not trust yet are not broken. They are asking for patience. When you speak to yourself this way, you stop fighting your own heart. And when you stop fighting your own heart, life begins to feel less like a battle. There may be an old belief inside you that says, if I do not struggle, I will not receive. This belief can make ease feel unsafe. It can make peace feel strange. It can make simple blessings feel too good to trust. But life does not require you to suffer before it can bless you. Life is not counting your pain to decide if you deserve good. You are worthy of good because you are alive. You are worthy of peace because you are a child of life. You are worthy of support because you were never meant to do everything alone. If things feel stuck, ask yourself, am I willing to receive without pain? Am I willing to let good come gently? Am I willing to stop making struggle the price of love? These questions may touch a deep place in you. They may bring up old memories, old fears, old patterns. Let them rise softly. You are not here to fight them. You are here to release them. You are here to say, I do not need to earn every blessing through exhaustion. I do not need to prove my worth by suffering. I am allowed to receive in peace. Sometimes life feels stuck because your body is tired. Your mind may keep demanding answers, but your body may be asking for rest. Your heart may not need another plan. It may need a quiet moment. It may need sleep. It may need stillness. It may need a softer thought. There are times when the most spiritual thing you can do is stop pushing and breathe. Not because breathing solves every outside problem at once, but because breathing brings you back to the place where guidance can be heard. A tired mind often hears fear. A rested heart can hear truth. When you are exhausted, every delay feels bigger. Every problem feels heavier. Every silence feels more painful. This is why rest matters. Rest is not empty. Rest restores your inner strength. Rest opens your ability to see more clearly. Rest helps you stop reacting from fear. When you allow yourself to rest, you are not giving up. You are creating space for your energy to return. You are saying, I do not have to break myself in order to be worthy of movement. I can pause and still be guided. Say, I am allowed to rest while life is still unfolding. Let that be a healing thought. I am allowed to rest while life is still unfolding. You do not have to wait until everything is perfect before you breathe. You do not have to wait until every answer arrives before you feel peace. You do not have to wait until life looks exactly how you want before you stop being cruel to yourself. Peace can begin now, even with open questions. Peace can begin now, even with unfinished plans. Peace can begin now, even in the middle of change. Sometimes the stuck feeling is not a sign to do more. It is a sign to stop forcing what does not feel aligned. There are times when the heart already knows something is not flowing, but the mind keeps trying to make it work. You may keep pushing a door that feels heavy because you are afraid there is no other door. You may keep holding on to a path because you have already spent so much time on it. You may keep choosing what drains you because you are afraid to trust the unknown. But just because you have been forcing something for a long time does not mean you must force it forever. The soul often speaks through peace and tension. When something is aligned, there may still be effort, but there is also a deeper sense of rightness. When something is not aligned, there may be strong desire, but there is also a heavy feeling that does not leave. Learn to listen to this difference. Do not only ask, "Do I want this?" Ask, "Does this bring me closer to peace? Does this honor who I am becoming? Does this feel like flow, or does it feel like I am begging life to give me what my soul has outgrown?" This kind of honesty can be tender. It may ask you to see where you have confused attachment with guidance. It may ask you to see where you have been trying to make something fit because you are afraid of empty space. But empty space is not always loss. Sometimes empty space is the beginning of freedom. Sometimes life clears what is too heavy so something more peaceful can enter. Sometimes what leaves was not taken from you. It was released from you. You may only understand that later when your heart has more room to breathe. There is no need to rush your understanding. If something feels stuck, you do not have to solve the whole meaning today. You can simply begin with one gentle release. Release one thought that says you must know everything now. Release one fear that says nothing is working. Release one belief that says you are forgotten. Release one habit of checking, chasing, or holding too tightly. One release creates a small opening. A small opening lets in light, and light, even a little light, changes the room. Imagine your heart as a room that has been closed for a long time. The windows are covered. The air feels heavy. The old thoughts are sitting in the corners. Now imagine opening one window. You do not have to clean the whole room in one moment. You simply open one window and let fresh air move through. That is what happens when you stop forcing. Fresh air enters. A new thought enters. A softer feeling enters. A little hope enters. And with that small opening, life begins to move again. Say, "I open my heart to a softer way. I open my mind to a better way. I open my life to the right flow." Feel how those words do not push. They invite. They do not demand. They allow. This is the energy that helps stuck places soften, not pressure, not panic, not punishment. Invitation, willingness, trust, a quiet yes to life. When things feel stuck, remember that you are not stuck forever. This moment is not your whole life. This season is not your whole story. This delay is not your final answer. Life can change in ways you do not expect. Your energy can shift. Your thoughts can shift. Your choices can shift. A door can open. a truth can become clear. Peace can return. What feels frozen now can begin to flow again when you stop using fear as the force behind everything. You are not being asked to pretend that waiting is easy. Waiting can be hard. Not knowing can be hard. Wanting something deeply can be hard. But you are being invited to wait in a new way. Not with your whole body locked in fear, not with your peace placed in the hands of the future, not with your heart telling itself it cannot be okay until everything changes. You are being invited to wait with softness, to wait with breath, to wait with trust, to wait while still loving yourself. This is where the stuck energy begins to break open, not through more pressure, but through more presence, not through forcing life to hurry, but through allowing your heart to calm, not through chasing every sign, but through becoming quiet enough. GH to receive the next one. You may be surprised by how much changes when your inner state changes. A situation that felt impossible may begin to look different. A choice that felt unclear may begin to show itself. A fear that felt huge may begin to shrink. A path that felt blocked may begin to reveal another way around. So when you feel stuck, do not begin by asking, "How can I force this to move?" Begin by asking, "Where can I soften? Where can I trust? Where can I stop fighting myself? Where can I open my hands? Where can I let life breathe?" These questions bring you back into flow. They remind you that movement is not only outside. Movement begins inside. The river begins in the heart before it shows in the world. There is a quiet timing in life that the mind does not always understand. The mind wants everything now. It wants the answer now, the sign now, the change now, the result now. It wants to know exactly when the door will open and exactly how the blessing will arrive. But life does not move only by the clock of fear. Life moves by alignment. Life moves by readiness. Life moves by a deeper wisdom that can see more than your eyes can see. This is why something can feel late to the mind and still be right on time for the soul. Divine timing is not punishment. It is not life holding back good because you are not worthy. It is not the universe forgetting your name. Divine timing is the gentle order behind what you cannot yet understand. It is the quiet movement behind the scenes. It is the hidden preparation. It is the loving pause before the right door opens. It is the space where life is making sure that what comes to you can stay, support you, and meet the person you are becoming. You may look at your life and say, "Why has it not happened yet? Why is it taking so long? Why do other things seem to move faster for others?" These questions are human. They come from a heart that wants relief. But be careful not to turn delay into a story of rejection. Delay does not always mean no. Silence does not always mean nothing. Waiting does not always mean you are blocked. Sometimes the delay is part of the path. Sometimes the waiting is shaping you. Sometimes the time between the prayer and the answer is where your heart learns how to receive. What you receive before you are ready may feel heavy instead of beautiful. A blessing that comes before your heart can hold it may create fear instead of peace. A door that opens before the foundation is strong may not feel safe. Life knows this. Your soul knows this. This is why some things take time. Not because life is against you, but because life is preparing both the gift and the one who will receive it. You are not only waiting for something, something may also be waiting for you to become calm enough, open enough, and ready enough to hold it with peace. This does not mean you must become perfect before good can come. You do not need to be fully healed, fully wise, fully ready in every way. You are allowed to receive while still learning. You are allowed to be blessed while still growing. But there are times when life gently slows the path so that you can meet the blessing from a stronger place. It may be teaching you self-worth before love. It may be teaching you peace before success. It may be teaching you trust before change. It may be teaching you rest before a new beginning. These lessons are not delays against you. They are preparations for you. Say softly, I trust the timing of my life. Let the words land slowly. I trust the timing of my life. You may feel a part of you relax when you say this. You may feel another part of you resist. Both are welcome. The part that relaxes knows the truth. The part that resists is tired of waiting. Hold both with love. You do not need to force trust. You can practice it gently. You can return to it one breath at a time. I trust the timing of my life. The mind may say, but I should already be further. I should already have the answer. I should already be healed. I should already be where I thought I would be. These thoughts create pain because they fight the present moment. They take your heart out of today and place it in an imagined version of life where everything should have happened faster. But your life is not happening in that imagined place. Your life is happening here. And here still has guidance. Here still has beauty. Here still has breath. Here still has the next step. You are not behind because your path does not look like the picture in your mind. You are not behind because something took longer than you hoped. You are not behind because you had to begin again. You are not behind because healing came slowly. You are not behind because the door opened later than expected. You are not behind. You are in your life, and your life is unfolding in a way that is teaching you what your soul needs to know. Sometimes life slows you down so you can stop moving toward things that are not truly yours. Sometimes a delay saves you from a path that looked good but did not hold peace. Sometimes a closed door is not a punishment, but a redirection. Sometimes not getting what you wanted at the time you wanted it is the very thing that protects your future peace. You may not understand this while it is happening. It may feel frustrating. It may feel unfair. But later, when your heart is calmer, you may look back and see that life was not blocking you. It was guiding you. There is a quiet mercy in timing. You may not always see it right away. But think of how many things in life had to happen at the right moment, the right word at the right time, the right lesson before the next step, the right ending before the new beginning, the right pause before the truth became clear. Life has a way of arranging moments that the mind could never plan. This is not always loud. It may be simple, it may be subtle, but it is real. Divine timing asks you to stop making the present moment your enemy. It asks you to stop saying, "I will only be okay when this changes." It asks you to find a small place of peace now, even before the full answer comes. This is not easy, but it is powerful. When you stop fighting the timing of your life, your body begins to soften. When your body softens, your mind becomes clearer. When your mind becomes clearer, you can hear guidance. When you hear guidance, you take better steps. And those steps can lead you toward the very flow you were trying to force. You may think waiting means nothing is happening, but waiting can be full of growth. Waiting can build patience. Waiting can reveal what you truly want. Waiting can show you what you are still afraid of. Waiting can bring hidden beliefs to the surface so they can be healed. Waiting can help you become strong without becoming hard. Waiting can help you become soft without becoming weak. Waiting can teach you how to trust yourself, not only the outcome. There is a kind of waiting that hurts, and there is a kind of waiting that heals. Waiting with panic hurts. Waiting while telling yourself that life has forgotten you hurts. Waiting while checking every sign and fearing every silence hurts. But waiting with trust begins to heal. Waiting while speaking kindly to yourself heals. Waiting while staying open to more than one path heals. Waiting while taking care of your heart heals. Waiting while believing that the right thing can still come heals. Say, what belongs to me comes at the right time. Say it gently. What belongs to me comes at the right time. Let this become a bridge between your fear and your faith. It does not mean you do nothing. It means you stop acting like everything depends on panic. It does not mean you never feel doubt. It means doubt does not have to be the leader. It does not mean you stop desiring. It means desire can be held in peace. When something is truly meant for you, peace will not destroy it. Rest will not ruin it. Trust will not push it away. If something only stays because you are gripping it with fear, then it may not be giving your heart real safety. What is right for your soul can meet you in calm. What is aligned can grow without constant panic. What belongs can arrive without you breaking yourself open every day. This is hard for fear to believe, but your soul already knows it. Divine timing does not always feel gentle while you are in it. Sometimes it feels like silence. Sometimes it feels like loss. Sometimes it feels like life is taking too long to answer. But beneath the feeling, there may be a deeper movement, a new strength forming, a new truth rising, a new path being cleared, a new version of you becoming ready. This is why trust is needed, not because you know everything, but because you do not need to know everything to be held. Think of the moon. It does not become full in one night. It changes little by little. Some nights it looks small. Some nights it is hidden. Some nights clouds cover it. But even when you cannot see it clearly, it is still moving through its cycle. Your life has cycles too. There are times of growing, times of resting, times of releasing, times of receiving. You cannot force every season to be harvest. There must also be planting. There must also be waiting. There must also be quiet growth. If you are in a quiet season, do not call it failure. If you are in a slow season, do not call it rejection. If you are in a waiting season, do not call it abandonment. Speak to the season with kindness. Say, this season has meaning, even if I do not fully understand it yet. This season is teaching me patience. This season is helping me listen. This season is preparing me for what comes next. When you bless the season you are in, you stop using your own thoughts against yourself. The right timing may not always match your plan, but it will match your growth. The right timing may not always come when the mind demands, but it will come when the path is ready. The right timing may not always make sense in the moment, but it may become clear later. And sometimes, even if it never becomes fully clear, you can still be at peace. You do not need every answer in order to live. You do not need the full map in order to take the next honest step. Say, I am not late. I am not forgotten. I am being guided. Let that become a soft prayer. I am not late. I am not forgotten. I am being guided. These words can comfort the part of you that compares your path with others. They can quiet the part of you that feels left behind. They can remind your heart that your life is not a race. Your soul is not measured by someone else's timeline. Your blessings do not disappear because they arrive differently. Comparison can make divine timing feel painful. When you look at someone else's life and think they are ahead, you forget that you are only seeing the outside. You do not see their lessons. You do not see their private fears. You do not see the timing of their soul. And even if something came earlier for them, that does not mean it is too late for you. Life has not run out of good. There is not one small amount of peace, love, healing, or success. What is meant for you is not made weaker by what someone else receives. Your timing is personal. Your path is personal. Your growth is personal. The way life teaches you, opens you, heals you, and guides you is personal. You do not need to copy another path to be blessed. You do not need to rush because someone else is moving. You do not need to feel small because your season looks different. You can honor your path. You can say, I bless what is good for others, and I trust what is right for me. Divine timing also teaches trust in unseen support. There are things that may be aligning in ways you cannot touch yet. A thought that will come at the right moment. A meeting that will happen when the time is right. A change of heart that is forming slowly. A door that is being prepared. A truth that is making its way to you. You may not see the movement, but unseen does not mean unreal. The wind cannot be held in the hand, but you can feel it move. Guidance can be the same way, quiet, unseen, but present. When the mind asks, how much longer? Let the heart answer, I can trust today. When the mind asks, why not now? Let the heart answer, I am being prepared. When the mind asks, what if it never comes? Let the heart answer, what is meant for me cannot miss the soul that is ready to receive it. These answers are not meant to silence your feelings. They are meant to hold your feelings in something softer than fear. You are allowed to feel tired of waiting. You are allowed to feel unsure. You are allowed to have human moments. Spiritual trust does not mean you never cry. It does not mean you never question. It does not mean you never feel weak. It means that even in those moments, you gently return. You return to the breath. You return to the truth. You return to the small belief that life may still be kinder than your fear says it is. There is nothing wrong with wanting things to happen. Desire is not the problem. The pain comes when desire turns into self-pressure. The pain comes when desire turns into the belief that you cannot be okay until it arrives. The pain comes when you place your whole peace in a future moment. Let divine timing teach you how to want without losing yourself. Let it teach you how to pray without panic. Let it teach you how to hope without holding your breath. Hope can be soft. Hope does not have to hurt. Hope can feel like an open window. Hope can feel like a gentle hand on the heart. Hope can say, I do not know how, but I am willing to believe in good. Hope can say, I am open to the right path. Hope can say, I trust that life is moving even here, even now. This kind of hope does not pull you out of the present. It helps you live the present with more light. As you trust divine timing, you begin to stop chasing the clock. You stop asking every hour if life has arrived yet. You stop making each day a test of whether you are loved by the universe. You begin to live with more space. You begin to notice small signs of support. You begin to care for yourself while the bigger answer unfolds. And this is where your energy changes. You are no longer standing in life with closed fists. You are standing with open hands. Say, I trust what is forming for me. I trust what is being prepared. I trust what is being guided. Let this be simple. Do not make trust another thing to force. Trust can begin as a whisper. Trust can be small. Trust can be one breath long. Trust can be the choice to stop repeating the worst story for one moment. Trust can be the choice to say, maybe life is still working. Maybe I am still held. Maybe this delay is not the end. Little by little, these small moments of trust become a new inner home. You may still have questions, but they do not control you as much. You may still have desires, but they do not own your peace. You may still be waiting, but you are no longer abandoning yourself while you wait. This is a beautiful shift. This is where divine timing begins to feel less like something happening to you and more like something supporting you. The moment you stop chasing, something inside you begins to come home. You may not notice it all at once. It may begin as one deeper breath, one softer thought, one quiet space where panic used to be. But that small shift matters. It means your energy is no longer running outside of you, trying to catch something that keeps moving away. It means your heart is beginning to return to its own center. It means you are remembering that you do not have to lose yourself to receive what is meant for you. Chasing is not only physical, it can happen in the mind. You can sit still and still be chasing in your thoughts, chasing answers, chasing signs, chasing approval, chasing love, chasing proof that you are safe, chasing a future moment where everything finally feels okay. The body may be in one place, but the energy is running everywhere. This is why chasing feels so tiring. It pulls your spirit out of the present. It makes peace seem like something far away. It makes you feel as if you must keep reaching or life will not reach back. But life can reach you in stillness. Life can find you in peace. Life can speak when your mind is not running so loudly. The blessing does not always need you to chase it down. Sometimes it needs you to become still enough to receive it. Sometimes the answer is not hiding from you. It is waiting for you to stop moving so fast inside. Sometimes the sign is already near, but worry has made your eyes too tired to see it. When you stop chasing, your vision softens. You begin to notice what was always there. Chasing often comes from the fear that you are not enough as you are. The fear says, if I do more, maybe I will be chosen. If I prove more, maybe I will be loved. If I push more, maybe I will finally be safe. If I hold on tighter, maybe I will not lose it. But your worth is not created by chasing. Your worth is not created by being chosen. Your worth is not created by how much you can carry. Your worth is already within you. It does not rise and fall with someone else's response. It does not disappear because a door has not opened yet. It does not become smaller because life is moving slowly. When you stop chasing, you begin to remember your worth, not as an idea, but as a feeling in the body. You begin to stand differently. You begin to breathe differently. You begin to stop bending your whole soul around what is not meeting you with peace. You begin to say, I can want this, but I do not have to abandon myself for it. I can hope for this, but I do not have to suffer every day because of it. I can love this, but I can also love myself. This is the moment your power starts to return. There is a deep difference between moving towards something and chasing it. Moving towards something can feel peaceful, honest, and clear. Chasing feels desperate, painful, and fearful. Moving says, I am taking a step because it is aligned. Chasing says, I must take this step or I will not be okay. Moving keeps you connected to yourself. Chasing pulls you away from yourself. Moving honors your energy. Chasing drains your energy. Moving comes from trust. Chasing comes from fear. So ask yourself gently, am I moving or am I chasing? You do not need to answer harshly. Just notice. If your heart feels tight, if your mind feels obsessed, if your peace depends on one response, one result, or one outcome, there may be chasing inside. Do not judge it. Chasing is often a sign that a part of you feels unsafe. That part of you needs love, not shame. It needs to hear, you do not have to run anymore. You do not have to prove anymore. You do not have to beg life to bring what is right for you. Say softly, I stop chasing. I return to myself. Let those words become a place of rest. I stop chasing. I return to myself. You may feel fear when you say this. You may wonder, if I stop chasing, will I lose the thing I want? But what is truly meant for your soul does not require your panic to find you. What is truly aligned with you does not disappear because you choose peace. What is truly good for you will not punish you for resting. The right things can meet you when your heart is calm. When you stop chasing, you do not become empty. You become available. Available to hear your own heart. Available to notice what feels right. Available to receive support. Available to see a better path. Available to feel peace before the result arrives. Chasing fills your inner space with noise. Stillness clears the noise. And in that cleared space, guidance can rise. Not always as a loud answer. Sometimes guidance comes as a simple feeling, a calm yes, a clear no, a gentle wait, a quiet step. The moment you stop chasing is often the moment you begin to receive what chasing was blocking. When your energy is full of panic, you may not notice the soft ways life is helping you. You may not trust a small opening because it does not match the big picture in your mind. You may reject peace because you are still looking for proof. But when you stop chasing, your heart becomes more sensitive to grace. You notice the small help. You notice the right word. You notice the open feeling. You notice the quiet sign. You notice your own strength. Peace makes you more open. Openness lets good come in. This is simple, but it is powerful. A peaceful heart is not a weak heart. A peaceful heart is a clear heart. It can choose better. It can hear better. It can receive better. A peaceful heart does not need to grab every passing thing. It can wait for what feels true. It can let what is not aligned move away. It can trust that space is not loss. Space can be preparation. Space can be protection. Space can be the room needed for something better. When you stop chasing, you stop begging life to give you proof of your value. You stop placing your worth in the hands of what comes or goes. You stop thinking that a delay means you are unlovable. You stop thinking that a closed door means you are not enough. You begin to stand in a deeper truth. I am worthy now. I am whole now. I am guided now. I can receive good without losing myself. This truth changes the way you move. It changes the way you wait. It changes the way you love. It changes the way you pray. Prayer from chasing feels like panic. Prayer from peace feels like trust. When you pray from panic, you may feel like you are asking life to save you from your own fear. When you pray from peace, you are opening your heart to guidance. You can still ask. You can still desire. You can still speak your hopes. But the energy is different. It is not, please give me this, or I cannot be okay. It becomes, I open to what is right. I trust what is meant. I allow the highest good to unfold. This kind of prayer does not tighten the heart. It softens it. You may notice that when you stop chasing, some things fall away. This can feel scary at first, but not everything that falls away is a loss. Sometimes what leaves after you stop chasing was only staying because your fear was feeding it. Sometimes the moment you stop overgiving, over-explaining, overreaching, or over-proving, you begin to see what was truly connected to you and what was only connected to your effort. This clarity may hurt for a moment, but it also frees you. It shows you where your energy belongs and where it does not. Do not be afraid of what peace reveals. Peace may show you that something is not as aligned as you hoped. Peace may show you that you have been carrying too much. Peace may show you that a path needs to change. But peace will not harm you. Peace tells the truth gently. Peace does not punish. Peace brings you back to what is real. If something cannot survive your peace, it may not be meant to hold your future. If something only stays when you are anxious, chasing, or afraid, ask your heart if it is truly love, truly flow, truly right for you. When you stop chasing, you may begin to feel the quiet support of life again. You may notice how the breath keeps coming, how your body keeps trying to heal, how the morning still arrives, how small signs of beauty still appear. These things may seem simple, but they are reminders. Life is still with you. Life is still moving. Life is still giving. You do not have to run after every blessing. Some blessings are already touching you. Some blessings are waiting for you to slow down enough to notice. Say, I am willing to notice the good that is already here. This is a powerful shift. Chasing keeps saying, it is not here yet. Peace says, some good is already here and more can come. Chasing keeps he heart fixed on lack. Gratitude opens the heart to flow. This does not mean you deny what you desire. It means you stop ignoring what is already supporting you. The more you notice support, the safer your body begins to feel. The safer your body feels, the less you need to chase. The less you chase, the more open you become. There is a gentle confidence that grows when you stop chasing. It is not loud. It does not need to prove anything. It does not need to announce itself. It simply says, I trust myself. I trust life. I trust that what is right for me will not require me to live in constant fear. This confidence is different from control. Control tries to force life to obey. Confidence allows life to unfold while staying rooted in self-worth. Control says, I must hold everything. Confidence says, I can meet what comes with grace. The old part of you may still want to run. It may still want to chase the answer, chase the result, chase the person, chase the sign. When that feeling rises, pause. Put your hand on your heart if it feels right. Breathe slowly. Say, I do not need to chase peace. I can become peaceful now. I do not need to chase love. I can give love to myself now. I do not need to chase proof. I can trust my worth now. These words begin to bring your energy back home. You may have spent years sending your energy outward, trying to be understood, trying to be accepted, trying to make life move, trying to make people see your heart, trying to prove that you are enough. The moment you stop chasing, all that energy begins to return to you. At first, you may not know what to do with it. You may feel quiet. You may feel empty. You may feel unsure. That is okay. The energy is coming back. Let it settle. Let it rest. Let it remind you who you are without the chase. Without chasing, you can feel your own heart again. You can ask, what do I truly need? What brings me peace? What feels honest? What am I ready to release? What am I ready to receive? These questions are hard to hear when you are running after something, but in stillness they become clear. You may realize you need rest. You may realize you need boundaries. You may realize you need to trust a different path. You may realize you need to stop making one outcome the whole meaning of your life. These realizations are gifts. Stopping the chase does not mean stopping life. It means starting to live from a deeper place. You still take steps. You still care. You still dream. You still open your heart. But now your steps are not driven by panic. Your care is not mixed with self-abandonment. Your dreams are not heavy with desperation. Your open heart is also wise. It knows how to receive, but it also knows how to rest. It knows how to love, but it also knows how to let go. There is beauty in becoming still enough for life to reach you. Imagine standing in a gentle field after running for a long time. At first, all you can hear is your own breath. And slowly, as you become still, you hear the wind. You feel the warmth of light. You notice the space around you. You realize that the world was not empty. You were only moving too fast to feel it. This is what happens inside when you stop chasing. The world of your spirit becomes alive again. The quiet support that was always there begins to be felt. Say, I let life meet me in peace. I let good find me in peace. I let what is meant for me come in peace. Feel the simplicity of this. You are not demanding. You are allowing. You are not begging. You are receiving. You are not running. You are standing in your own heart. This is a powerful place to stand. It may look quiet from the outside, but inside it is deep. It is the place where fear loses its grip. It is the place where trust begins to grow. When you stop chasing, you stop treating life like something that is always running away from you. You begin to treat life like something that can walk with you. This changes everything. You no longer wake up and ask, what must I force today? You begin to ask, how can I align today? How can I listen today? How can I open today? How can I move from peace today? These questions create a different kind of day, a softer day, a clearer day, a day where you are not at war with your own path. And as this shift grows, you may begin to feel that everything you wanted from the chase was really a feeling. You wanted peace. You wanted safety. You wanted love. You wanted to feel chosen by life. You wanted to feel that things would be okay. These feelings do not have to wait until the future. They can begin in small ways now. You can give your heart peace now. You can create safety in your breath now. You can love yourself now. You can choose thoughts that help you now. You can let life hold you now. This does not mean the outside desire no longer matters. It means your inner world no longer has to suffer while the outside unfolds. You can still welcome the blessing. You can still receive the answer. You can still be happy when the door opens. But you do not have to live empty until it does. You do not have to make your soul wait for peace. Peace is available in small pieces right here, and every small piece of peace makes you more ready to receive what is good. The moment you stop chasing, the flow begins to feel possible again. Not because you have controlled everything, but because you have stopped blocking yourself with fear. Not because you have given up, but because you have opened up. Not because the path is fully clear, but because your heart is no longer running in circles. You are standing still enough to hear the next step. You are open enough to see the next sign. You are soft enough to receive the next blessing. Say, I stop chasing. I start allowing. I stop forcing. I start trusting. I stop running from myself. I come home to my heart. Let each line become a small release. Let each line bring your energy back. Let each line remind you that what is meant for you does not need to be hunted down by fear. It can meet you through peace. It can find you in alignment. It can arrive when your heart is open and your hands are no longer closed. You may feel a new space inside you now, a space where the old chase used to live. Do not rush to fill it. Let it stay open. Let life enter it slowly. Let peace sit there. Let hope sit there. Let trust sit there. Let the next right step rise from there. This space is not empty in a bad way. It is open in a holy way. It is where the new flow can begin. Script. Now take a slow breath and let your body become still for a moment. You do not have to force this breath. You do not have to make it perfect. Just allow it to come in and allow it to leave. Let your shoulders drop a little. Let your chest soften. Let your hands relax. Let the space around your heart become gentle. You have been carrying so much, and for this moment, you are allowed to put it down. You are allowed to stop holding life with fear. You are allowed to stop trying to make every answer arrive right now. You are allowed to rest inside the flow of this breath. Imagine now that you are standing beside a quiet river. This river is calm, soft, and full of golden light. It does not rush, but it always moves. It does not fight the stones in its path. It simply moves around them. It does not ask where every bend will lead. It trusts its own direction. The water is warm and peaceful. The light on the surface shines softly, as if life itself is whispering to you, you are safe here. You can let go here. You do not have to force anything here. This river is not outside of you. It is the flow of life within you. It is the quiet wisdom that has always been moving inside your heart, even when your mind was afraid. It is the gentle path that knows how to carry you when you stop fighting every moment. It is the part of life that does not need pressure to move. It moves because movement is natural. It moves because life is always unfolding. It moves because what is meant to flow does not need to be forced. As you stand by this river, notice what you are holding in your hands. Maybe you are holding the need to control. Maybe you are holding worry about the future. Maybe you are holding fear that what you want will never come. Maybe you are holding old pain, old waiting, old disappointment, or the heavy thought that you must do everything alone. You do not need to name every burden. You do not need to understand every feeling. Just notice that something has been heavy and your heart is ready to release at least one piece of it. Hold that heavy thing in your hands for a moment. Feel its weight. Feel how long you have carried it. Feel how tired your heart has become from gripping it. You may have thought that holding it tightly would keep you safe. You may have thought that if I'll let it go, everything would fall apart. But look at the river. It is not falling apart. It is flowing. It is not afraid of movement. It is not afraid of change. It is not afraid of not knowing every turn. It trusts the direction of life. Now slowly imagine opening your hands. You do not have to throw anything away. You do not have to push it away with anger. Just open your hands gently and place the heavy thing into the river. Watch how the water receives it. The river does not judge what you have carried. It does not ask why you held it for so long. It simply receives it and begins to carry it away. The golden light touches it. The water softens it. The burden becomes smaller. The fear becomes lighter. The old control begins to dissolve. Say softly, I release what I no longer need to carry. Let the words move slowly through your body. I release what I no longer need to carry. You do not have to release everything at once. One small release is enough. One small opening is enough. One breath of trust is enough to begin. The river does not ask you to become perfect before it carries you. It only asks you to stop fighting the water. Now imagine placing another burden into the river. This one may be the fear of being late, the fear that you missed your chance, the fear that life is moving for everyone else but not for you. Place it gently into the water. Watch it float away. Watch how the river carries it without effort. You do not have to chase time. You do not have to run after what is meant for you. You do not have to prove to life that you deserve to arrive. You are not late. You are here, and here is still full of guidance. Say softly, I am not late. I am being guided. Let your heart hear this. I am not late. I am being guided. The mind may want proof, but the soul can begin with trust. The mind may ask, how do I know? The heart can answer, I am willing to believe that life is still working for me. That is enough for now. You do not need the whole answer to feel one breath of peace. Now place the fear of forcing into the river. Place the belief that you must push, prove, and struggle before good can come. Let it touch the golden water. Watch it dissolve. You were never meant to live as if every blessing must be dragged into place. You were never meant to believe that peace comes only after pain. You were never meant to think that love, healing, and support must be earned through exhaustion. You are allowed to receive gently. You are allowed to let life come to you in a softer way. Say softly, I stop forcing. I allow life to flow. Again, I stop forcing. I allow life to flow. Feel the body respond to those words. Maybe the breath becomes deeper. Maybe the shoulders feel lighter. Maybe the heart opens just a little. Let that be enough. Do not force the feeling. Do not force the peace. Even peace does not need to be forced. Let it come like the river comes, slowly, naturally, in its own way. Now imagine, Sad, stepping closer to the river. The water moves near your feet. It feels warm and safe. You are not being pulled. You are not being rushed. You are simply invited. This is how life works when you trust it. It does not need to scare you forward. It invites you. It opens one step. It gives one breath. It shows one sign. It brings one feeling of peace. You do not need to see the whole river to step into the water. Slowly, imagine stepping into the river. The water rises gently around your feet, your ankles, your legs. It is not cold. It is not wild. It feels calm and loving. It holds you. It reminds your body that you do not have to control every current. You do not have to decide every direction. You do not have to carry every stone. The flow knows how to move. The flow knows how to guide. The flow knows what the mind cannot see. Say softly, I am safe in the flow of life. Let those words settle deep inside you. I am safe in the flow of life. If fear rises, let it rise and pass like a leaf on the water. You do not have to fight it. You do not have to make fear wrong. You can simply watch it move. Feelings can move. Thoughts can move. Old patterns can move. Nothing has to stay fixed forever. The river teaches you that movement is natural, change is natural, and release is natural. Now imagine the river carrying you gently. You do not have to swim hard. You do not have to know where every turn leads. You simply allow the water to hold you. You feel lighter. Your breath becomes softer. The tight places inside you begin to open. The part of you that has been trying so hard begins to rest. You are not giving up. You are being carried. You are not losing power. You are returning to peace. You are not becoming weak. You are becoming open. The river moves around stones, but it does not hate the stones. In the same way, life may move around delays, changes, and closed doors, but that does not mean the path is over. A stone in the river is not the end of the river. A delay in your life is not the end of your blessing. A change in direction is not proof that you failed. The river keeps moving, and so can you. Softly, slowly. with trust. As you float in this river of light, imagine that every breath releases something. With one breath, you release the need to know exactly how. With another breath, you release the need to know exactly when. With another breath, you release the fear that nothing is working. With another breath, you release the belief that you must chase what is yours. Breath by breath, you come back to yourself. Breath by breath, you return to the truth that life is not against you. Say softly, I release the how. I release the when. I trust the flow. Again, I release the how. I release the when. I trust the flow. These words are not asking you to stop caring. They are helping you stop suffering. They are helping you stop carrying the part that belongs to life. Your part is to see, stay open, listen, take honest steps, and care for your heart. Life's part is to arrange what you cannot see. The river carries you forward through soft, golden light. You notice that the more you relax, the easier the movement feels. This is the lesson. The more you fight the current, the more tired you become. The more you trust the current, the more supported you feel. You may not control every turn, but you are not alone in the water. You may not know the full path, but the path is still moving. You may not see the final place, but you can still feel safe in this moment. There is a deep peace in allowing yourself to be carried. It does not mean you never act. It means your actions come from calm. It means your steps are not full of panic. It means you do not keep trying to control what belongs to divine timing. It means you stop pulling life by the hand and begin walking with it. This is the flow. It is simple. It is quiet. It is powerful. Now imagine the river bringing you to a peaceful place. The water slows. The light becomes warm around you. You feel steady. You feel clear. You feel that something inside you has changed, even if the outside has not changed yet. This is how real change often begins. First, the heart softens. First, the breath opens. First, the energy shifts. Then life begins to look different because you are no longer standing inside it with fear. Say softly, I am open to the flow. I am open to peace. I am open to what is right for me. Let each sentence be a new door inside you. I am open to the flow. I am open to peace. I am open to what is right for me. There is no need to force these words. Let them rest in your heart like seeds in soft soil. Seeds do not grow because they are shouted at. They grow because they are cared for. Let these words be cared for inside you. When you are ready, imagine stepping out of the river. But know that the river has not left you. It is still within you. The flow is still within you. The peace is still within you. You can return to it any time. When your mind begins to force again, remember the river. When your heart begins to grip again, remember the open hands. When fear tells you to chase again, remember the soft current. Remember that life knows how to move. Remember that you are allowed to move with it. Receiving can feel strange when you have been used to struggle. If life has often felt hard, ease may feel unfamiliar. If you have spent years pushing, proving, and holding everything together, the idea of allowing good to come gently may feel almost unsafe at first. A part of you may wonder, can it really be this simple? Can I really receive without pain? Can good come without me chasing it? Can peace come before everything is perfect? These questions are natural. They come from the part of you that learned to survive by effort. But now your heart is learning something new. Good can come gently. Support can come softly. Blessings can arrive without you losing yourself. You do not have to suffer to receive good. You do not have to prove that you are worthy by being tired all the time. You do not have to earn every blessing through pain. Life is not asking you to break yourself before it can love you. Life is not waiting for you to become perfect before it can support you. You are allowed to receive because you are already part of life. You are allowed to receive because your heart is worthy of care. You are allowed to receive because love, peace, and good are not prizes for exhaustion. They are natural parts of your being. For many hearts, receiving feels harder than giving. Giving feels familiar. Helping feels familiar. Trying feels familiar. Pushing feels familiar. But receiving asks you to open. Receiving asks you to trust. Receiving asks you to believe that you do not have to control every part of the blessing before it can enter. Receiving asks you to stop blocking good with the belief that you do not deserve it. This can touch deep places. It can bring up old thoughts like, I am not ready. I am not enough. This is too good for me. What if it leaves? What if I trust and get hurt? Be gentle with these thoughts. They are not the truth. They are old fear asking for healing. When fear speaks, answer it softly. Say, I am safe to receive good. I am safe to let life support me. I am safe to open my heart slowly. You do not need to force yourself open all at once. A flower does not open in 1 second. It opens gently, petal by petal, when the light is warm and the time is right. Your heart can open the same way. 1 breath at a time. 1 kind thought at a time. 1 small act of trust at a time. Receiving without fear begins with believing that good does not have to be dangerous. Sometimes the heart becomes afraid of good because it has known loss. It may think, if I receive this, I might lose it. If I trust this, I might be hurt. If I open, I might be disappointed. So the heart closes before the blessing can fully enter. It tries to protect itself by staying guarded, but a closed heart cannot feel the full warmth of life. Protection can become a prison when it never allows love, peace, or support to come in. This does not mean you must open to everything. True receiving is not saying yes to what harms you. True receiving is not ignoring your own wisdom. True receiving is not letting anything enter your life without care. Receiving with peace means opening to what is healthy, kind, aligned, and good for your soul. It means allowing support that respects your heart. It means allowing love that feels safe. It means allowing opportunity that does not ask you to abandon your peace. It means allowing life to bless you in ways that honor who you are becoming. Say softly, I am open to good coming easily. Let the words feel simple. I am open to good coming easily. Notice if any part of you resists the word easily. Maybe you were taught that easy things are not real. Maybe you were taught that good things must be hard. Maybe you were taught that if you do not struggle, you do not deserve the result. But ease does not mean something has no value. Ease can mean alignment. Ease can mean the door is right. Ease can mean your heart is ready. Ease can mean life is meeting you with grace. When something flows, it does not always mean there is no effort. A river still moves, a flower still grows, the sun still rises. But there is no panic in the movement. There is no force against the nature of things. In the same way, you can take action without suffering. You can care without controlling. You can want without chasing. You can receive without fear. This is a new kind of strength. It is a peaceful strength. It is rooted in trust. Ask your heart gently, where am I blocking good? Not with blame, but with love. Maybe you block good by saying no when help is offered. Maybe you block good by turning away compliments. Maybe you block good by expecting disappointment before anything has even begun. Maybe you block good by choosing familiar struggle over unfamiliar peace. Maybe you block good by thinking you must do everything alone. When you notice these patterns, do not judge yourself. Awareness is already a doorway. Once you see where the heart is closed, you can begin to open it with kindness. You can practice receiving in small ways. Receive a deep breath without rushing. Receive a kind word without pushing it away. Receive a quiet moment without filling it with worry. Receive rest without guilt. Receive help without feeling weak. Receive peace without waiting for permission. These small moments teach the body that receiving is safe. They tell your heart, good can come in small ways, and I do not have to fear it. The more you practice small receiving, the more open you become to larger blessings. Say, I receive this breath. I receive this moment. I receive the peace that is here now. Let this be enough for a moment. You do not have to receive your whole future today. You can begin with this breath. This breath is life giving to you freely. You did not beg for it. You did not earn it. It came because life is already giving. Let that simple truth soften you. If life can give breath, life can also give guidance. If life can give a new morning, life can also give new chances. If life can carry you this far, life can carry you forward. Receiving without fear also means releasing the habit of suspicion toward good. Sometimes when something kind happens, the mind asks, "What is wrong with this?" When peace comes, the mind asks, "How long will it last?" When support arrives, the mind asks, "What will I lose later?" This is the voice of old pain. It is trying to keep you ready for disappointment. But always expecting pain does not prevent pain. It only steals peace from the present. You can be wise without being closed. You can be careful without being afraid of every blessing. You can receive slowly and still receive. Tell your heart, "I do not have to reject good before it has a chance to bless me. I do not have to fear every open door. I do not have to question every kind thing. I can listen to my inner wisdom and still let life be good to me." These words can soften old fear. They can help your heart understand that safety and openness can live together. You can have boundaries and still receive. You can have wisdom and still trust. You can have past pain and still welcome a new kind of peace. There may be a part of you that feels unworthy. It may say, "Why would good come to me? Why would life support me? Why would peace choose me?" But worthiness is not something you build by suffering. Worthiness is already part of you. You do not become worthy when something arrives. You do not become worthy when someone chooses you. You do not become worthy when a dream comes true. You are worthy before the answer. You are worthy during the waiting. You are worthy after the blessing. Your worth does not move with outside events. It lives inside you. Say softly, "I am worthy of good. I am worthy of peace. I am worthy of support." You may need to say this many times before the heart fully believes it. That is okay. Repetition is gentle medicine. Every time you speak love to yourself, you plant a new seed. The old soil may have grown fear for a long time, but new seeds can still grow. Keep watering them. Keep returning to them. Keep speaking to yourself as if your heart deserves kindness, because it does. Receiving also asks you to trust that good can come in forms you did not plan. The mind may have one picture. It may say, "It must come this way, from this person, at this time, through this door." But life is wider than the mind. Sometimes the answer comes through a feeling. Sometimes it comes through a new idea. Sometimes it comes through an ending that makes space. Sometimes it comes through rest. Sometimes it comes through a quiet no that protects you. Sometimes it comes through a path you did not expect. If you only allow one form, you may miss the gift in another form. So say, I am open to good in expected and unexpected ways. Let that sentence open the heart. I am open to good in expected and unexpected ways. You are not telling life to ignore your desires. You are giving life permission to bless you with wisdom greater than fear. You are saying, I trust that the highest good may come in a form my mind has not yet imagined. This is a powerful kind of openness. It removes the tight rules around receiving. It lets grace move. Receiving without fear means you stop arguing with blessings when they come. If peace comes, receive it. Do not say, this will not last. If rest comes, receive it. Do not say, I have not earned this. If help comes, receive it. Do not say, I should do everything alone. If love comes in a healthy way, receive it slowly and wisely. Do not push it away because the past was painful. Let the present be allowed to be new. Let life breathe in you fresh experiences. Let the heart learn that not every gift is a danger. The more you receive, the more life can flow. This is not because life was not giving before. Life may have been giving in quiet ways all along, but receiving opens your awareness. It helps you notice. It helps you say yes. It helps you let peace enter instead of standing at the door with fear. A blessing must not only be given, it must also be received. A sunrise can fill the sky, but if the curtains stay closed, the room remains dark. Opening your heart is like opening the curtains. The light was already there, but now it can enter. Say, I open the curtains of my heart. I let the light come in. I let life be kind to me. These words may feel soft, but they are strong. They are strong because they go against the old habit of guarding, pushing, and fearing. They are strong because they tell your body that peace is welcome. They are strong because they teach your mind that good does not always need to be chased. Some good can be allowed, some good can be received, some good can find you when you are still. You are allowed to be supported. You are allowed to be guided. You are allowed to be loved by life. You are allowed to have moments where things feel easier than before. Do not reject ease because struggle feels familiar. Do not run back to worry because calm feels new. The body may need time to trust peace. Give it time. When calm comes, breathe with it. When ease comes, thank it. When support comes, let yourself receive what feels safe and true. This is how you build a new relationship with life. There is no need to force receiving either. You do not have to open every part of yourself at once. You do not have to pretend you are not afraid. You can say, I am afraid, and I am willing to open a little. I am unsure, and I am willing to trust one breath. I have been hurt, and I am willing to believe that life can still be gentle with me. This honesty is beautiful. It is real. It allows healing to happen without pressure. Receiving without fear is the next step after you stop forcing. First, you stop pushing. Then you open. First, you stop chasing. Then you allow. First, you release the heavy grip. Then your hands become ready to hold something better. This is why letting go and receiving belong together. If you only let go but do not receive, you may feel empty. If you receive without letting go, your hands may still be full of fear. But when you release and open, flow begins. Say softly, I release fear. I receive peace. I release pressure. I receive support. I release control. I receive flow. Let these words move like a gentle wave through your body. Each release creates space. Each receiving fills the space with something kinder. You are not meant to stay empty. You are meant to be filled with peace, trust, love, and a quiet knowing that life can meet you here. Each day gives you a chance to return to the flow, not in a perfect way, not in a forced way, just in a simple, gentle way. You do not need a long ritual to begin living differently. You do not need special words. You do not need to wait until your life is calm. You can begin in the middle of this day, in the middle of this breath, in the middle of all that is still unknown. The practice is simple. Allow, trust, receive. These 3 words can become a soft path for your heart. Allow means you stop fighting the present moment. Trust means you believe that life can guide you one step at a time. Receive means you open your heart to the good that is already here and the good that is still coming. Allow, trust, receive. These words are easy to remember, but they can change the way you live when you return to them again and again. In the morning, before the day becomes loud, pause for a moment. You do not have to reach for your worries right away. You do not have to begin the day by remembering everything that is unfinished. You do not have to wake up and place the whole future on your chest. Before you step into the day, place one hand over your heart and take a slow breath. Let the first message to your body be peace, not pressure. Let the first words to your heart be kind, not fearful. Say softly, I allow. Breathe in, say, I trust. Breathe out, say, I receive. Let the words be slow. I allow, I trust, I receive. You are not trying to make something happen with force. You are setting the energy of your day. You are telling your heart, today I do not need to carry everything with fear. Today I can move with life. Today I can stay open to good. When you say, I allow, you are not saying that everything is perfect. You are saying, I stop fighting what is here long enough to breathe. I stop arguing with this moment. I stop making myself wrong for being where I am. I allow this breath. I allow this day. I allow myself to be human. I allow life to show me the next step. This kind of allowing brings peace because it removes the war inside. You may still want change, but you are no longer attacking the present moment as if it is your enemy. When you say, I trust, you are not saying you have no questions. You are saying, my questions do not have to control me. I can trust one breath. I can trust one step. I can trust that life is not finished with me. I can trust that guidance can come. I can trust that the right path can open. Trust does not always arrive as a big feeling. Sometimes trust is very small. Sometimes trust is only the choice not to repeat the worst thought again. Sometimes trust is only one gentle sentence. Maybe life is still working for me. When you say, I receive, you are opening your heart to support. You are saying, I am willing to notice good. I am willing to let peace in. I am willing to accept help, rest, love, guidance, and grace in healthy ways. I am willing to stop pushing away the simple blown sings because I am waiting for one big answer. I receive this breath. I receive this moment. I receive the support that is safe for me. I receive the good that honors my soul. This practice is not only for mornings. Use it whenever fear rises. If you find yourself overthinking, pause and say, I allow, I trust, I receive. If you feel the old need to force, pause and say, I allow, I trust, I receive. If you are waiting for an answer and the mind starts to panic, place your hand on your heart and return to these words. They are like a small bridge from fear back to peace. You can also use this practice before sleep. At night, the mind often wants to review everything. It may bring up what did not happen, what you still need to do, what you fear, what you wish you could control. But before sleep, your heart needs comfort, not more pressure. Let the night be a time of release. Let the body know it does not have to carry tomorrow while it is trying to rest. Place your hand on your heart and say, I allow this day to be complete. I trust life to keep moving while I rest. I receive peace now. These simple words can help your body feel safe. And when the body feels safe, the mind can begin to slow down. You may not fall asleep at once. You may still have thoughts. That is okay. Do not fight the thoughts. Let them pass like leaves on water. Return to the words softly. I allow. I trust. I receive. The practice is not about doing it perfectly. It is about returning gently. You can use this practice when a door does not open. Instead of saying, nothing works for me, say, I allow this moment. I trust the right door. I receive guidance for the next step. You can use it when plans change. Instead of saying, everything is ruined, say, I allow this change. I trust that another way can appear. I receive peace while I wait. You can use it when fear about the future rises. Instead of saying, I cannot handle this, say, I allow myself to breathe. I trust that I will be guided. I receive strength for today. This is how you train your energy to return to flow. Not by forcing yourself to be positive all the time, but by choosing a softer thought when the old thought appears. You are not denying your feelings. You are giving your feelings a safe place to rest. You are saying, fear may be here, but fear does not have to lead. Worry may be here, but worry does not have to become my home. I can return to trust. I can return to breath. I can return to the flow. There is power in repetition. The mind learns through what you repeat. If you repeat worry every morning, worry becomes familiar. If you repeat trust, trust becomes more familiar. If you repeat pressure, the body expects pressure. If you repeat peace, the body begins to recognize peace. This is why the practice matters. Not because one sentence changes everything in one moment, but because each repetition plants a new seed. Over time, the inner garden changes. You may have repeated old beliefs for many years. I have to force it. Nothing comes easily. I must do it all alone. Life is hard for me. I am always waiting. These beliefs may have become familiar paths in the mind, but a familiar path is not always the true path. You can create a new path. Each time you say, I allow, I trust, I receive, you place one step on that new path. At first it may feel small, but small steps become a road when you keep walking. Do not use the practice as another way to pressure yourself. Do not say, I must do this perfectly, or I am failing. That is forcing again. Let the practice be gentle. If you forget for a day, begin again. If you feel fear while saying the words, say them anyway, softly. If you do not fully believe them, let them be a wish. Let them be a prayer. Let them be a small open window. The point is not perfection. The point is return. You can also write these words somewhere you will see them. Allow, trust, receive. Let them remind you when the day becomes busy. Let them remind you when the mind begins to rush. Let them remind you when you are tempted to chase. These words are not commands. They are invitations. They invite your body to relax. They invite your heart to open. They invite your life to move with less fear. Ask yourself each day, what can I allow today? Maybe you can allow yourself to be where you are without shame. Maybe you can allow a feeling to move through you without fighting it. Maybe you can allow someone else to have their own path without trying to control it. Maybe you can allow a delay without calling it failure. Maybe you can allow rest. Maybe you can allow help. Maybe you can allow the unknown to be unknown for now. Then ask, what can I trust today? Maybe you can trust one breath. Maybe you can trust one small step. Maybe you can trust that not knowing does not mean you are lost. Maybe you can trust that your heart is healing. Maybe you can trust that what is meant for you does not need to be forced. Maybe you can trust that life has carried you before and can carry you again. Then ask, what can I receive today? Maybe you can receive a kind word. Maybe you can receive sunlight through a window. Maybe you can receive a moment of quiet. Maybe you can receive the love you give yourself. Maybe you can receive rest without guilt. Maybe you can receive the truth that you are enough right now. These simple questions turn the practice into a way of living. Allow, trust, receive can become your answer to many moments. When the mind says, hurry, you answer, I allow. When fear says, control everything, you answer, I trust. When old unworthiness says, push good away, you answer, I receive. Slowly, your energy changes. Slowly, your heart feels safer. Slowly, the old need to force becomes weaker. Slowly, the flow becomes more natural. You can pair the practice with your breath. Breathe in and say, I allow. Breathe out and say, I trust. Place your hand on your heart and say, I receive. Do this 3 times. Let it be simple. Let it be quiet. Let it be yours. You do not need to explain it to anyone. You do not need to make it look special. The deepest healing often happens in simple moments when the heart finally feels safe enough to soften. There may be days when the practice feels easy. There may be days when it feels difficult. Trust both. Some days your heart will open quickly. Some days it will open only a little. Some days you may only be able to say the words with tears. That is still practice. That is still healing. That is still beautiful. The river does not stop being a river because the sky is cloudy. You do not stop healing because one day feels hard. As you practice, you may begin to notice small changes. You may pause before reacting. You may breathe before chasing. You may choose rest before burnout. You may let one thought pass instead of following it. You may receive help without feeling guilty. You may stop trying to force one closed door and notice another path. These changes may seem small, but they are signs of flow returning. They are signs that your heart is learning peace. The practice also teaches trust in the present. The present moment is where life can meet you, not yesterday, not tomorrow. Here, this breath, this small choice, this gentle return. When you say, I allow, I trust, I receive, you come back to here. And here is where your power is. Here is where guidance can be heard. Here is where peace can begin. Here is where the flow touches you. So let these words become a soft rhythm in your life. Allow when you are tempted to fight. Trust when you are tempted to fear. Receive when you are tempted to close. Again and again, return. Again and again, breathe. Again and again, let life show you that a softer way is possible. Everything begins to flow when the heart stops fighting life. Not all at once. Not always in a way the mind can understand right away, but slowly, gently, deeply, something changes. The breath becomes easier, the body becomes softer, the mind becomes less loud, the heart begins to feel safe enough to open. And in that opening, life begins to move through places that fear once blocked. You do not have to force what your soul is ready to receive. You do not have to chase what is meant to meet you in peace. You do not have to hold every dream with panic. You do not have to turn every desire into pressure. You can want and still trust. You can pray and still breathe. You can take steps and still allow. You can care deeply and still let life carry what is too heavy for your hands. The old way said, push harder. The new way says, listen deeper. The old way said, control every detail. The new way says, trust the next step. The old way said, you are safe only when everything happens the way you planned. The new way says, you can be safe in yourself while life unfolds. The old way said, chase it or lose it. The new way says, what is truly aligned with your soul can find you in peace. This does not mean every part of life will be easy. It means you do not have to meet life with constant fear. It means you can move through uncertainty with a softer heart. It means you can face delay without calling yourself forgotten. It means you can face change without believing everything is ruined. It means you can face silence without filling it with the worst story. It means you can return to trust again and again, even when the path is still opening. Life knows how to move. The river knows how to flow. The seed knows how to grow. The sun knows how to rise. Your breath knows how to return. So much of life is already moving without your control. Let this comfort you. You are part of that same life. You are not separate from its wisdom. You are not outside of its care. You are not forgotten by its flow. The same life that moves the river, opens the flower, and brings the morning is also moving within you. Say softly, I stop forcing. I trust life. Let the words become a deep breath. I stop forcing. I trust life. You are not saying this because you have every answer. You are saying it because your heart deserves peace before the answer. You are saying it because fear has been too heavy. You are saying it because you are ready for a softer way. You are saying it because some part of you knows that life can work better through openness than through panic. You may still have dreams. Keep them. You may still have hopes. Honor them. You may still have prayers. Speak them, but hold them with open hands. Do not wrap them in fear. Do not make them prove your worth. Do not make them carry your whole peace. Let your dreams be held in love, not pressure. Let your hopes be held in trust, not panic. Let your prayers be held in surrender, not control. When you stop forcing, you begin to notice what actually feels right. You can feel the difference between a door that asks for courage and a door that asks for self-abandonment. You can feel the difference between a challenge that grows you and a struggle that drains your spirit. You can feel the difference between patience and waiting in pain. You can feel the difference between love and chasing. This awareness is a gift. It helps you choose your path with more care. Your peace is a guide. Do not ignore it. Your body is a guide. Do not shame it. Your heart is a guide. Do not silence it. When something keeps making you feel small, heavy, and afraid, listen. When something brings a deep calm, even if it requires courage, listen. Flow does not always mean no effort, but it often carries a feeling of inner rightness. Force often carries a feeling of inner fight. Learn the difference. Your soul already knows it. Everything begins to flow when you stop trying to make life prove that you are loved. You are already loved by life in quiet ways. The breath in your body is love. The chance to begin again is love. The guidance that comes after confusion is love. The strength that rises after hard days is love. The small peace that appears when you thought you had none left is love. You may have been looking for one big sign while life has been sending many small ones. Let yourself notice the small signs. A moment of calm, a kind word, a clear feeling, a new idea, a closed door that protected you, a delay that gave you time to grow, a quiet morning that helped you breathe again. These are not small when your heart is open. They are proof that life is always speaking in gentle ways. Say, I allow good to flow to me. Let the heart receive this. I allow good to flow to me, not because you force it, not because you chase it, not because you earn it through pain, but because you are open, because you are willing, because you are learning to trust life again, because you are no longer using all your energy to hold closed the very door you have been praying would open. There may be moments when the old fear returns. It may say, force it again, chase it again, hold tighter again, worry again. This does not mean you have failed. It only means an old pattern is asking for attention. When it rises, meet it gently. Say, I see you. I know you are afraid. but we are learning a softer way now. We do not have to live from panic anymore. We can breathe, we can trust, we can allow. The return to peace is the path. Not perfect peace every moment, not never feeling fear again, but returning. Returning when the mind runs, returning when the heart grips, returning when the body tightens, returning when the future feels too far away. Each return makes trust stronger. Each return teaches your whole being that peace is possible. Each return opens the flow a little more. Everything begins to flow when you stop treating life like an enemy. Life is not here only to test you. Life is also here to guide you, grow you, soften you, and support you. Even the hard seasons can hold wisdom. Even the slow seasons can hold preparation. Even the quiet seasons can hold healing. This does not mean you must love every difficult moment. It means you can choose to believe that no moment is wasted when you meet it with awareness and love. The flow may not always bring what the mind expected. It may bring what the soul needed. It may bring release before receiving. It may bring rest before movement. It may bring clarity before change. It may bring self-love before outer love. It may bring a closed door before a better one. It may bring peace before the full answer. Trust the order. Trust the way life knows how to prepare you. Say, I am guided. I am supported. I am safe to let life flow. Again, I am guided. I am supported. I am safe to let life flow. Let these words be simple and true. Let them be a hand on your heart. Let them be a light in your mind. Let them be the new voice you return to when the old fear becomes loud. You do not have to know the full path. You only need to take the next step with peace. You do not have to force the right people to stay. You only need to be true to your heart. You do not have to make every door open. You only need to walk through the ones that open with grace. You do not have to chase what is meant for you. You only need to become open enough to receive it. The flow begins inside. It begins when the breath softens. It begins when the hands open. It begins when the mind stops fighting the unknown for one moment. It begins when the heart says, I am willing to trust again. It begins when you choose peace over panic, even in a small way. And that small way matters. A river is made of many drops. A new life is made of many small choices. Today, let one of those choices be softness. Let one of those choices be trust. Let one of those choices be rest. Let one of those choices be receiving. Let one of those choices be the decision to stop forcing what has been asking for space. You do not have to do it perfectly. You only have to begin. Take one more slow breath and let this truth settle inside you. What is meant for your soul does not need to be forced through fear. What is truly right for you can meet you in peace. What is aligned with your life can flow without you losing yourself. You are allowed to stop pushing so hard. You are allowed to rest your heart. You are allowed to trust that life is still moving, even when you cannot see every step. You have carried the weight of control for long enough. You have tried to solve every detail in your mind. You have tried to make the timing obey your fear. You have tried to hold the outcome with tight hands. But now you can choose another way. You can open your hands. You can soften your body. You can return to your breath. You can let life show you that there is power in peace. Say softly, I stop forcing. I let life flow to me. Say it again, I stop forcing. I let life flow to me. Let these words become your new beginning. Let them remind you that you do not need to chase love, peace, healing, support, or good. You can align with them. You can open to them. You can receive them in the right way, at the right time, with a heart that is ready. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. Life is still working in quiet ways. Something within you is healing. Something around you is moving. Something ahead of you is forming. You may not see all of it today, but you can trust one breath. You can trust one step. You can trust that the same life that brought you this far can carry you forward. Let the past rest. Let the future unfold. Let this moment be enough. You do not have to force the river. You only have to stop fighting the current. You do not have to pull the flower open. You only have to give it light, care, and time. You do not have to chase what is meant for you. You only have to be peaceful enough to recognize it when it arrives. Place your hand on your heart and whisper, I allow, I trust, I receive. I allow life to move in the right way. I trust the timing of my path. I receive the good that is safe, true, and meant for me. I release pressure. I release fear. I release the need to control every detail. I am open to peace. I am open to guidance. I am open to flow. And as you move through your day or rest into your night, carry this gentle knowing with you. Life is not asking you to break yourself to be blessed. Life is inviting you to soften, listen, trust, and receive. The moment you stop forcing, your heart begins to open. And when your heart opens, everything that is truly meant for you can begin to flow in the way your soul has been waiting for.